Good morning. Thanks for being here. Sheriff Carmine Marceno. No stone left unturned. I say that often because that's how we operate. And on the evening of September 21st in Lehigh Acres, a charred body was located from our major crimes unit in the back of a vehicle. I will tell you that we're going to leave no stone unturned, as we do in every single investigation, and the victim's cause of death, after our detectives processed every single inch of that car, countless hours of investigation, was cause of death by gunshot wound. We learned the victim, Aldo Camillo, through Backpage, a known site. While many aspects of this case are conspired with 42-year-old for prostitution, I will tell you we learned a lot about Elijah Moore advertising a 15-year-old for prostitution through Backpage. Human trafficking, unfortunately, is real, and in this county, we take it very, very seriously. During our investigation, we learned that an altercation between Jabari and Camillo stemmed from a posting which led to Camillo's death. Our detectives traveled across the country, leaving no stone unturned, and last Friday, we arrested Elijah for tracking and lewd and lascivious behavior. Moore and Elijah are no strangers to the law, both with extensive criminal history. They're monsters in my book. They abused a 15-year-old girl, taking her all over Florida, forcing her to have sex for money. In 2005, he was sentenced to prison in Michigan for sexual misconduct. These two are wastes of life. They steal oxygen from America, and they commit violent crimes, and it sickens me that they're out there. Our detectives did everything known to mankind to piece this case over years. And when we talk about a lost loved one, a lost family member, we talk about, in this case, human trafficking. That's someone's loved one. They're not a number. That's someone's parents, mom, dad, daughter, son. It's a human being. And the most important part of this is for the people out there listening, the great residents of our county, people everywhere. Do not ignore red flags. If you see something, say it, make the call. If a person appears to be controlled, isn't allowed to talk, doesn't have any belongings, these are called red flags. Please call us. Call or text the National Human Hotline. We want to investigate every single call, and over the past years, we've had about 15 different times where we have investigated thoroughly every single type of case. These cases are very difficult to identify. They're very difficult to investigate because this, first of all, it could lead to out-of-the-state investigations, but the most important part is that we don't ignore the red flags. When you call or text or bring forth information, you save lives. Our great state attorney, Amira Fox, and I work in sync as one cohesive team, and her team of prosecutors do an amazing, amazing job to keep criminals and violent criminals off the streets. Together, we will ensure that Moore and Jahari get everything they can coming to them. These complex investigations take a lot of time. I couldn't be more proud of our detectives. As a sheriff and the person that delivers a message, my family members are real heroes. They go out there every day, they push it to the limits, and in this case, across the country, to make sure that justice is going to be served. We cross our T's, we dot our I's, and we always will. The great residents of Lee County are going to be safe and secure with law and order and a safe environment. We are a law and order county. I'm going to take some questions.
Could you spell both the victim's name and the other suspect?
Okay, our suspect, Jahari, is going to be Jahbari, and then we have Moore, Moore. Okay, both are violent. Their histories, narcotics, robbery, human trafficking, assaults, lewd and lascivious behavior, and even, attempted murder. I mean, these are real violent people that are now off the streets because of the hard work of my family members. And I will tell you that see something, say something is so important to us. I'm proud to say that Lee County now is amongst the third safest in the nation because the great residents of our county are engaged more than ever. They trust in their law enforcement, and together we make a great team.
Do you think there's any other girls or teenagers that are involved with this human trafficking, or was it just this one?
So in this case, look, human trafficking, and when people think of human trafficking, it's not just a girl being trafficked for sex, which is horrible. It's also a person that is basically almost a slave. They're brought here, they work for very little money, their rent is high, they can never get ahead to the point that they can be independent. There's so many different ways to look at human trafficking. I will tell you last year, okay, and since 2020, we've had 15 cases where people have called information in and we have investigated the potential for human trafficking. I'm proud to tell you that none of those cases have come together to be human trafficking. So it's a big topic, it's a national topic, but in Lee County, we take everything very seriously. And the second we get any information, we're not going to wait 1 second. Our detectives are going to hit the ground sprinting. We're going to be transparent. We're going to investigate thoroughly. And what our findings are is what they are. So these are very difficult cases, you know, to not only just get the information, but then to follow up on, because again, it goes across the states.
With his picture out, are you asking tonight if anybody has been approached by him or like messaged online or anything to come forward, you guys?
Anytime we release this information, and which we always do, we hope that people call in information if they know more about something. This is still an active investigation. Down the road, we could have more arrests. You know, again, we are always going to be fact-finding, immediate, and transparent. And as we get that information, but right now, this case, we're in a very good place because of the heroes that stand next to me. Sir?
Yeah, Sheriff, when you talk about Jahari and Moore, a couple of months separate the kind of the findings here. Do you think, you just made that comment, do you think that there is, are you leaning one way or the other? Do you think they were working with someone else too? Is there, you said arrest, what do you mean by that?
Because of the length of time in this investigation and because of the amount of details in this investigation and it being currently open, right? I'm not going to say that there's no chance of more arrests, but I will tell you that we review information immediately. They worked around the clock, and anything or any person that is identified that committed a crime, we will charge to the fullest extent of the law. We're not playing games. We're not going to accept this type of behavior. We have to protect those that one can't protect themselves. I mean, that's children, elderly, all these types of crimes, human trafficking, zero tolerance. We're going to clean house. You know, my thoughts and prayers are with the family members of those that are victims. You know, it's very unfortunate, and we have to help them. So what do we do on our end? It's not just the reactive side. Now, when we have victims, unfortunately, of human trafficking or any type of sexual type assaults, you know, we have, first of all, mental health counselors, and we outreach and outsource with our partners to make sure that they're not just a number here. We try to help them the best we can so after a traumatic incident, they can move forward and be the best they can be. So it's not just a case number or a loved one. It's not just this investigation or an arrest. It's helping those after they go through an unfortunate situation to make them have the best opportunity at life they can have.
Using this case as an example, you know, what does it entail in terms of working with other departments, police departments or sheriff's offices?
One thing about us in Southwest Florida, and at every level, look, we have an amazing governor, Ron DeSantis, our county managers, there's 67 constitutional sheriffs in the state of Florida. We work very closely together. As we've seen post-Ian, you know, when we have an event, we have everybody coming together. And I will tell you, in these investigations, when it goes across out of the county, out of the states, we work very closely with our law enforcement partners all over the world to make sure that no matter where someone goes like this, that these monsters will be charged and they come back to face the music and put them in prison where they belong. Because when they're in prison, they're not committing more violent crimes against our great residents. Again, is Jabari connected? I'm going to tell you that it's an open investigation. We leave no stone unturned. We get information all the time. Our detectives are constantly crossing the T's and dotting the I's. At this point in time, I don't have information that I can release at that, but I will tell you again, leaving no stone unturned, we will make certain that whoever commits a violent crime will be charged in this county. We have a law and order county, and if you try to commit a crime, a violent crime in this county, we sit in a real-time intelligence center that's filled with detectives and analysts. We have technology that is second to none. You commit a violent crime in this county, we will hunt you down, we are going to find you, and you will be charged to the fullest extent of the law. And I'm very, very firm on that. Zero tolerance, and also our relationship with our great state attorney, Amira Fox, we are a partnership. We will see that arrest all the way through. We're very blessed. Any other questions?
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.